3. Then we assume phi of A, that is the function of a matrix, as alpha 2a square plus alpha 1a plus alpha naught I. Okay. So if the matrix is of order 3, then phi of A, that is, suppose it is asked to find out A of A raised to 50, then it will be alpha 2 A square plus alpha 1 A plus alpha naught I. You know what is A square, A and I. But what is alpha naught, alpha 1 and alpha 2, students? These are the unknown constants which are to be determined. Okay. So here you mention where alpha naught, alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the constants to be determined. So you have to find these constant, students. And to find these constants, there is a particular method which I am going to tell you while solving problem. So basically you need to find out alpha naught, alpha 1, alpha 2 if it is a matrix of order 3. Similarly, see what happens if the given matrix is of order 2. So if matrix is of order 2, then what we assume? See, we assume phi of A is equal to, now it is a linear equation, alpha 1A plus alpha naught I. So see, students, if the matrix is of order 3, you have to assume function as a quadratic polynomial. If the matrix is of order 2, then you have to assume phi of A as a linear polynomial. These are easy things to remember. Now here also you need to find out what is phi alpha 1 and alpha 0 or alpha naught, and that will give you phi of A. Now let me explain this with the help of example. So take down the example. If matrix A is equal to 2, 3, minus 3, minus 4. Okay. Prove that A raised to 50 is equal to minus 149, minus 150, 150 and 151. Okay. So you don't know for which method you are going to go about, because it depends upon the eigenvalues. Now as I told you, this method can be used for both types of eigenvalues. Whether the yes, somebody is saying something.
Ma'am, can you move the page a bit?
Page, right or left? Now see.
A raised to 50 matrix, I can't see.
Yeah, A raised to 50. You want it on right hand side like this?
Ma'am, I can't see that matrix.
Okay, I'll dictate. Prove that A raised to 50 is equal to minus 149, minus 150, and second row is 150 and 151. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, now see, we are going to follow this method, but whichever method you are using, students, first step is to find eigenvalues as usual. It is 2 by 2 matrix, so you have to go for the formula A minus lambda I is equal to 0. So what will be this? This is 2 minus lambda, 3 minus 3 minus 4 minus lambda is equal to 0. I am subtracting lambda from the diagonal elements. Now as usual you have to solve this 2 by 2 determinant. 2 minus lambda minus 4 minus lambda minus minus plus 3 3s are 9 is equal to 0. Correct? Then multiply these two brackets. So what you get here is, this will be lambda square, correct, plus 2 lambda plus minus 8, and this is plus 9 is equal to 0. You have to multiply these two brackets term by term, and then this gives you lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 1 is equal to 0. correct? And what is this, students? No need to use calculator because this is a complete square, isn't it? A plus b the whole square is what? A square plus 2ab plus b square. So this is lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 1 square is 1. And you are getting two values of lambda here, which are -1 and -1. And these are your eigen values. Any doubt, students, still here? Okay, now once you get the eigenvalues, observe these eigenvalues, these are definitely repeated, correct? And therefore, the previous diagonalization method which we used for the previous two problems will not help. You have to go for this general method, okay? Now look, what are the steps we follow? As these eigenvalues are repeated, we are going for general method. And what is the general method says? See, this is the matrix of order 2, right? And therefore, what is our polynomial function? Phi of a is equal to alpha 1a plus alpha naught I. So, same I am writing, assume phi of a is equal to alpha 1a plus alpha naught I. This is given in the method itself. Now, what we are going to assume, this is phi of a, right? What is phi of a, students? Where phi of a is nothing but our function, which is matrix function, which is asked to find out. That is a raised to 50. So, whatever is this function is your phi of a, students. It may be e raised to a, it may be sine of a, cos of a, anything. That is your phi of a function. So, remember like this, phi of a is the function of the matrix which you are going to find out. So, that is your left hand side. So, you have to find out the right hand side and that will be your answer. To find out the right hand sides, you need to find out alpha naught and alpha 1. And how to find alpha naught and alpha 1? As I said, there is a particular method which we are going to follow. Now, assume that this equation is satisfied by eigenvalues of matrix A. Read this sentence carefully, students. Assume that this equation is satisfied by eigenvalues of matrix C. Means what, students? Equation gets satisfied means if I replace lambda by A by lambda, I should get both sides equal, right? So, what is this equation basically? It is a raised to 50 is equal to alpha 1a plus alpha naught I, isn't it? Now, this equation is satisfied by lambda means what? When I replace a by lambda, this equation should work. So, I am replacing a by lambda. So, it is lambda raised to 50 is equal to alpha 1 lambda plus alpha naught. Suppose this is my equation 1. Now, if you observe these two equations, it is exactly the reverse case of Cayley-Hamilton theorem, students. In Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we get this first, right? That is your characteristic equation. And then we say that this equation is satisfied by matrix A. So, wherever there is lambda, we replace it by A and we don't forget to multiply last constant by I, because this whole equation should be the matrix equation. But now, when you are converting matrix equation to algebraic equation, students, I am replacing A, matrix A by some scalar lambda. Scalar means a constant, right? Arbitrary constant. So, I am avoiding multiplying last constant by I. Otherwise, it will go under matrix term. So, as I said, all terms should be either scalars or all terms should be either matrix. Okay, so that's why alpha naught I becomes alpha naught. Is that clear, students? Why I am writing alpha naught here in place of alpha naught I? Okay. Now what happens? This is our equation number 1. Now in this equation, we are going to put our eigenvalue. What is our eigenvalue, students? -1, right? So put lambda is equal to minus 1. Put lambda is equal to minus 1. In equation 1 you can say. In equation 1. Okay. Now see what will happen here. When you put this in equation 1, how the equation will look? It will be lambda raised to 50. This is our equation. Again I am writing lambda raised to 50 is equal to alpha 1 lambda plus alpha naught. This is our equation. No? This is our equation 1. In this equation, lambda equal to minus 1 will go. So it will be minus 1 raised to 50 is equal to minus alpha 1 plus alpha naught. Correct? But negative raised to, you know this rule, no students? Negative 1 raised to even number is always positive 1. Square raised to 4, raised to 50, raised to 60, all are positive 1. Whereas minus 1 raised to any odd number is negative 1. So minus 1 cube, minus 1 raised to 5, minus 1 raised to 7, minus 1 raised to 99. All these are minus 1. Okay. So minus 1 raised to 50, because 50 is even, we are getting 1 here. This is equal to minus alpha 1 plus alpha naught, and this is our equation number 2. So see what I did. First we got the characteristic equation, then we replaced, first we got the eigenvalues, then in the given polynomial we replaced a by lambda, then we are putting actual value of lambda which we got in this problem. Correct? Now see the next step carefully, students. After all, what we want alpha 1 and alpha naught, that's all. Once it goes in our first polynomial, that is our answer. Now you have to differentiate this equation. Differentiate first of all equation 1 with respect to lambda, okay? So what will happen? What is derivative of lambda raised to 50, students? What is derivative of x raised to n? Derivative of x raised to n is n x raised to n minus 1, correct, no? So what will be derivative of lambda raised to 50 with respect to lambda? Then it is 50 lambda raised to 49. Then this will be alpha 1 is a constant and derivative of alpha naught will be 0 because alpha naught is an independent constant. Is that clear? And now we have already value of lambda which is minus 1. So it will be 50 minus 1 raised to 49 is equal to alpha 1. Now minus 1 raised to 49 is what, students? Minus 1, because 49 is an odd number, right? So it will be alpha 1 is equal to minus 50. So one of the values we got, students, out of alpha naught and alpha 1, we have alpha 1 equal to minus 50. Now this value will go in which equation, students? It will go in equation 2, right? So you have to put this value in equation 2. Okay. So it is 1 is equal to minus of minus 50 plus alpha naught. This implies alpha naught is equal to, this is positive, right? So other side it will be negative. So alpha negative. Now it will become minus 49. Alpha naught is equal to minus 49. Okay. And now this values of alpha 1 and alpha naught, okay, are going in the equation which we have assumed in the previous step, right, in terms of it. So what number you had given to this equation? We are not given any number, this equation, where we have assumed phi of a is equal to alpha 1 a plus alpha naught a, and at that time only I told you, you have to determine what is alpha 1 and what is alpha naught, and that is coming back in this equation, right? So same equation I am writing again just for your reference. So as phi of a means what, students? A raised to 50 is equal to alpha 1a plus alpha naught I. This is the polynomial function which we assume in the beginning, right? So in this polynomial function only our values of alpha 1 and alpha naught will go. So this is alpha 1 is minus 50. What is A matrix, students? A is a given matrix, right? It is 2, 3, minus 3, minus 4. Plus alpha naught. Alpha naught is already minus 49. I is the identity matrix, right? Okay. And now you have to simplify it as usual. First multiply here by minus 50, so it is minus 100, then minus 150, right? Then 150, 200, then minus 49, 0, 0, 49. Then corresponding elements here to add and subtract. Minus 100, minus 49, minus 150, minus 0, 150, minus 0, 200, minus 49. Correct? And it gives you minus 149, minus 150, 150 and 151. And isn't it the required right hand side which is asked to prove, students? Check in the problem. See, prove that a raised to 50 is equal to minus 149 minus 150, 150 and 150. So we got this. Any doubt at any step, students? If you have, you can ask me. Okay, now one more thing I want to tell you, students, regarding the tutorial. I have already uploaded tutorial number 2. I have given the syllabus also, right? It is just based on Cayley-Hamilton theorem and system of solutions, right, for the linear equations. Now what I have observed is some students are submitting late the tutorials, first tutorial at least. Now see, for these tutorials at least I have given only three problems, no students? How much time do you require to solve only 3 problems, you tell me? In exam, in semester exam, you have 3 hours, right, to solve 100 marks paper. Now for this, I am giving you 2 hours for what? So that you will not face any problem in the uploading your file. Deval is there. Hello Deval.
Hi, ma'am.
Deval, I was reading your messages, but I got irritated because when you said I started uploading at 8:40, your time is over at 8 o'clock. Writing time gets over at 8 o'clock. 7 to 8 is more than enough to solve 3 problems. Right? How much time you require? 20
Ma'am, I
minutes
tried
to
to
solve
check,
one.
but the Wi-Fi data was over. That's why. So it was not
No,
uploaded.
see, from next time, I will not entertain such things. Till 8 o'clock, 7 to 8, you finish your writing. 1 whole hour I have given you just for uploading. And if that is not enough, then I have to give you 3 hours just to solve 3 problems. So it should not happen again, because on Google Classroom, even if you can upload, I come to know who has submitted at what time, late submission at what time, how many minutes late. So this time I have not cut your marks, but from next time directly 5 marks I am cutting. Whoever is submitting after 9 o'clock, even if it is 9:01, I am going to cut your 5 marks directly without telling you. So you have to be careful. Start exactly at 7 o'clock, fast finish it by 8 o'clock. It is more than enough. 20 minutes to solve one problem. And then 8 o'clock you start uploading. Your uploading may get over by 8:15, no problem. Actually, time is over at 8 o'clock. Now our semester exams are going on online. There also we do the same thing. Actually, the timing given is either 10 to 12, but 2 hours we give them to upload their 100 marks paper. Understood? Because some students may not have internet proper. So 2 hours are more than enough, no, to submit 100 marks paper. And I'm giving you 1 hour for 25 marks paper. So your next tutorial is on 29th, that is tomorrow. Yes. No, nothing has come till now. Okay. Once I come to know, I will definitely tell you. Yeah. And if you are doing these tutorials honestly, all of you, then you need not worry about ITs. ITs will be similar to this, right? And I have observed there are some copies. Some answers are very much similar, some transformations are similar. So I'm not saying anything, I'm just observing. Okay. And some or the other time I'll tell you and cut your marks. So see that you don't copy. If you don't understand what I've taught, then you tell me, I'll repeat again. I'm providing you notes also. Correct? So if you have any problem, you discuss with me. Okay, now the next part, that is almost, I can say, the second last part of this. It is called as minimal polynomial. It is called as minimal polynomial. Now, before giving you definition, if I give you definition, then you will get confused, right? Before giving you definition, I want to explain this with the example. Now, minimal polynomial, there are two types. First type is called as derogatory matrix. With the help of minimal polynomial, you can find out whether the matrix is derogatory and whether the matrix is non-derogatory. So whenever in the problem it is asked whether the following matrix is derogatory or non-derogatory, which comes usually for 6 to 7 marks, then you should understand that the problem is based on minimal polynomial. Okay. Now, what is meaning of derogatory matrix? Here, if degree of minimal polynomial, if degree of minimal polynomial of a square matrix is less than degree of characteristic polynomial. Now see, there are two polynomials in the picture. One is characteristic polynomial. You know how to find characteristic polynomial. If the given matrix is of order 2 by 2, your characteristic polynomial will be quadratic. If given matrix is of order 3 by 3, then your polynomial will be of order 3, right? How to find it, that you know. So you are actually comparing the degrees. So you need not do anything to find out characteristic polynomial. Degree of characteristic polynomial will be same as your order of the matrix. But you have again something which is called as minimal polynomial, which you have to find out and then compare the degrees. Similarly, in non-derogatory matrix, the degrees will be equal. So I can say that degree of minimal polynomial is same as degree of characteristic polynomial. So it is opposite, students. Non-derogatory means degree is equal and derogatory means degree is not equal. Understand this. Okay. Now one more thing I want to tell you, that degree of minimal polynomial is always less than or equal to degree of characteristic polynomial. Means what? Suppose your characteristic polynomial is of degree 3. So minimal polynomial will be either cubic, or it may be a quadratic, or it may be the linear. The degree of minimal polynomial will never exceed 3. Okay, so it should be always less than or equal to degree of your main characteristic polynomial. Okay, students. Now, I'll give you the procedure how to find whether the matrix is derogatory or non-derogatory. Okay, so just write down this. I'll dictate procedure to determine whether matrix A is derogatory or non-derogatory. Procedure to determine whether matrix A is derogatory or non-derogatory. Okay. Now write down the steps, students. We are going to follow these steps while solving examples. First step is find characteristic equation of matrix A and solve. This you know. This is the procedure we use for finding eigenvalues. So all of you understood what is the first step? Find the characteristic equation of the given matrix and solve it. Then you are going to get the eigenvalues, right? Now this procedure I am giving for 3 by 3 matrix. You can apply it to any other this matrix. If the eigenvalues are, second step, if eigenvalues are lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3 are all distinct. Suppose all 3 eigenvalues are different. Okay, then matrix A is called as matrix A is derogatory. Remember this point, students. If the eigenvalues, all eigenvalues are distinct, then you need not do anything else. Directly write it as derogatory. Why it is derogatory, students? What will happen exactly about the minimal polynomial? Can you say that this has to be derogatory or non-derogatory? For example, I don't know whether it is derogatory or non-derogatory. If eigenvalues are all distinct, the degree of minimal polynomial will become same as degree of characteristic polynomial. So it has to be non-derogatory. Okay. You are getting different roots. Now the next point. So add here, non-derogatory it is, not derogatory. Next point is, if two eigenvalues are same, lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2. Okay. Then find whether x minus lambda 1 into x minus lambda 3 is equal to 0 is satisfied by A. Is satisfied by A. So if two eigenvalues are correct, lambda 1 and lambda 2. So what I am doing, see, two factors I am taking. In one factor I am taking lambda 1. Again I am not taking lambda 2 because lambda 1 will take care of lambda 2, correct, because they are repeated. So I am taking another eigenvalue, and if this equation is satisfied by matrix A, means what? Like Cayley-Hamilton theorem, if I replace x by A, I should get null matrix. Then matrix A is derogatory. Then matrix A is derogatory. Otherwise non-derogatory. I'll explain again everything while solving examples. Now what is another case remaining, students? That is the last case I can say. All three eigenvalues same, right? So if lambda 1 is equal to lambda 2 is equal to lambda 3, then find if the equation x minus lambda 1 is equal to 0 is satisfied by matrix C. Why only one factor I am taking, students, x minus lambda 1? Because lambda 1 is same as lambda 2 and lambda 2 is also same as lambda 3. Correct? So I am skipping lambda 2 and lambda 3 and I am taking only one equation, x minus lambda 1 is equal to 0. So when you replace x by a and if the equation gets satisfied, then the matrix is derogatory. Okay, otherwise non-derogatory. Down the once we now example. Okay. Now see the problem like this. Find out if the following matrix, is derogatory and hence find the minimal polynomial. And hence find the minimal polynomial. Okay. Now matrix A is given as -5 -6 -6 -1 4 2 3 -6 -4. Okay. So this is the matrix and you need to find out whether this matrix is derogatory or non-derogatory and hence what is the minimal polynomial. Now students, what is the first step? First step is to find the eigenvalues, right, as usual. So quickly you can do by yourself also, no need to wait for me because so many times we have done this step, correct? So you can use the shortcut method right here. So it is lambda cube minus sum of the diagonal elements, that is 5 plus 4 minus 4 lambda square plus now 3 determinants 5 minus 6 minus 1 4. You are there, no students? You can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any problem if you have, please ask me. So first 4 numbers plus last 4 numbers 4 2 minus 6 minus 4 plus corner numbers 5 minus 6 3 minus 4 and this is coefficient of lambda square. So if you observe, there are alternate changes in the signs, plus minus plus and then last term is determinant of A is equal to 0. So this is our usual shortcut way to find out characteristic polynomial of order 3. Now this is lambda cube minus 5 lambda square because 4 and minus 4 will get cancelled. Okay. Then see what is this number. There only you can calculate. 20, it is 20 minus 6. So this will be 14, right? then 8, 20 minus 6. 20 minus 6 is 14, right? And this is minus 16. Minus 16 plus 12 it is. Minus 16 minus 4, no? Minus 4. This is minus 4 and this is minus 20 plus 18. So this is minus 2. Correct, no? So is it 8? 8 lambda. Okay, tell me quickly what is value of the determinant which you can do on calculator. What is value of determinant of this matrix, students? It is 4 plus 4, right? Very good. But minus sign is inbuilt in the formula and this is your characteristic equation. Okay. Now do it on calculator and tell me what are the roots of this equation. How roots you should get? 3 roots because it is a cubic polynomial, right? Or cubic equation you see because that is 0. 3 roots you are getting on calculator. Between only 1 to how? There should be 3 roots, no? So even though calculator is showing 1 and 2, second root is repeated. If you are writing 2 roots means you are solving quadratic equation, right? So when you are solving the cubic equation, to get how many roots? 3 roots, no? Okay. These are your roots, correct? Now tell me, it comes under which step? I have given you a few steps in the procedure. First is when all eigenvalues are different. Second is when two are same and third one is when all are same. So it comes under second one, right? When when two eigenvalues are same. So here two eigenvalues are same. So what that point says, find whether the equation x minus lambda 1 and x minus lambda 3 equal to 0 is satisfied by equation by matrix A. So what you are going to do here is, as two eigenvalues are repeated, we can say that f of x is equal to, okay, or this will be x minus lambda 1 and x minus lambda 2, right? So x minus lambda 1 into x minus lambda 2. This equation should be satisfied by matrix A. And then we say that the matrix is derogatory, otherwise it will be non-derogatory. Now what happens? We have to see, we don't know whether it is 0. You have to check this, right? So for that, what we are doing, what is this? First of all, let's simplify this. Multiply this x minus lambda 1. Lambda 1 means 1 and lambda 2 means 2. Always take two different roots, students. Don't take 2 and 2 at a time. Okay? Is equal to 0. So what is this equation? X square minus 2x minus x. So minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0, right? So we don't know whether this is a minimal polynomial, because your minimal polynomial will be always in terms of x. It will be minimal polynomial if this equation is satisfied by your matrix C. So to check if a square minus 3a plus 2i is equal to null matrix. So what I have done here, I have just replaced x by a, like how we do in Cayley-Hamilton theorem, same thing. And I am multiplying last constant by I here. So how you do in Cayley-Hamilton theorem, students? You start with the left hand side, and if you are getting null matrix on the left hand side also, then you can say that left hand side is equal to right hand side, and then Cayley-Hamilton theorem is verified. Similarly, we are going to do left hand side first and we are going to check whether we get the null matrix, right? So let us find what is A square matrix. So left hand side, A square minus 3 into A means our given matrix, that is 5 minus 6 minus 6 minus 1 4 2 3 minus 6 minus 4 plus 2 times identity matrix is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Don't write is equal to null matrix. We are going to find out whether it is satisfying. Now students, can you find A square matrix on calculator? Multiply A into A or directly A square on the calculator. Mandar, can you tell me what is A square matrix?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It is 13
13
minus 18
minus 18
minus 18
again minus 18. Check others whether it is correct.
minus 3
Then minus 3
10
10
6
6
9
9
minus 18
minus 18
minus 14.
minus 14. Very good. Okay, all are getting same, right? So there may be some students still not using calculator, because last time somebody was telling that I don't have calculator, I have ordered and all. So see whether it has come and you are using it. Okay, so we want to find out this addition of matrices, and this you know how to go about it. It is 13 minus, what is this? 5 3s are 15, right? And plus 2 into 1 is 2. Term by term you have to do it, corresponding elements. So minus 18, then this is what? 3 to 6, and this is 0, right? 3 to the house, 6 3 is 18, second number, no? 18, and the last number is 0. Then minus 18 plus 0. You understood what I am doing? Minus 3 plus 0. 10 minus 12 plus 2. Then 6 minus 6 plus 0. 9 minus 9 plus 0. Minus 18 plus 18, 0. So see what it is. Just give me 1 minute, students. I'll just change the orientation. Huh? What happened? Very blur. What happened now? It was going on properly, no? Just okay. Yes. So now isn't it null matrix, students? All the elements are becoming zeros, right? Means what? The equation is satisfied by matrix A. Okay. So what is your minimal? Suppose this equation is not satisfied. Suppose you are not getting the null matrix on the right hand side. Then this equation will not be the minimal polynomial. You followed what I am saying? This equation will not be the minimal polynomial. Now you have two answers here. First is minimal polynomial is f of x is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2. Okay. And what else is asked? Whether it is derogatory or non-derogatory. Can you tell me whether it is derogatory or non-derogatory? What is degree of minimal polynomial here? 2. And what is degree of C? Degree of f of x is 2. And what is degree of your characteristic polynomial? It is 3. So this is less, right? So what is your answer here? The matrix is derogatory. The matrix is derogatory. Okay. Now, this minimal polynomial annihilates matrix A. I want to tell you about the word annihilates because it is coming in the definition of minimal polynomial. Annihilates. Okay. What is this? This f of x annihilates matrix A. See students, if you can read, or I'll spell it again. A-N-H-I-L-A-T-E-S, annihilates. Okay. What is meaning of this? When you replace x by A, the equation gets satisfied. That is, you get the right hand side as the null matrix, which we have seen just now. So when the word annihilates is used, whenever that particular equation is satisfied by matrix A. So we say that this polynomial annihilates matrix A. So this word is coming in the definition of minimal polynomial. Understood students? It is nothing much. You have to just find the eigenvalues, and depending upon the three cases, you have to see which case is applicable for this. Okay. Now let us define the minimal polynomial. What's the time? Okay, just definition I will do and then we'll stop. What time you have the next class, students?
At 10:30, ma'am.
10:30. So is it okay if I do the definition fast? Only I'll dictate the definition. Okay, now before that I want to tell you about something called as monic polynomial, students. What is meaning of monic polynomial? Monic polynomial means what? When the coefficient of highest degree term is 1. For example, suppose my polynomial is x cube plus 5x square plus 3x plus 9. Then this is called as monic polynomial. Why? Because degree of highest term is 1. But suppose I write f of x is equal to 8x cube minus 2x plus 2x square plus 3x plus 100. This is not monic polynomial. Why? Because degree of highest term is not 1 and it is the polynomial. Right hand side is not 0. So you cannot say that if I divide whole equation by 8 whether it will become monic. No. If it is equation, then only you can divide both sides by 8 and cancel coefficient of x cube. You followed what I am saying? So monic polynomial is a polynomial in which the coefficient of highest degree term is 1. And now I will define minimal polynomial. Okay, write down the definition, students. The monic polynomial of lowest degree that annihilates matrix A, is called as minimal polynomial. It's called as minimal polynomial. That's all. Okay, so sometimes they may ask you to define minimal polynomial and hence find it for the following. This. Ma'am, degree of 9 will be 0, no? Yes, it is 9 into x raised to 0, correct, Lenny. Okay. Okay. Give attendance, students. 1. Just type your numbers in the box. 1 is there? No. 1 is absent. I'll write down the numbers here.
No, ma'am. Present.
Present, okay. Then 2. Put your numbers fast in the chat box, students. 2. 2 is absent. 3. Okay, Bipin is there, I know. What happened? 3 is also absent. You can hear me, no, students?
Ma'am, they typed in the chat box their numbers.
Where? But I cannot see, man. Okay, it has gone down. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, very good. 7, 8. 8. 2 is present, okay. 8 is absent. 8 is there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, yes, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 18 is there, 19, fast, you have class. 19 is absent,